Hello everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through how to make this granny square, and we're going to show the pattern up here. So if you're new to reading patterns and you want help, just follow along and we'll go through each line together. This is a very adorable pattern, but I wanted to show you one mistake I made is right here. I didn't put 2 of the puff stitches in. And I didn't notice it until I was on this round. So this top part right here is off by 2 stitches. But as you can see, it still looks like a square. So if I were to use this, all I would do is when I go to attach it to another one, I would just add a couple stitches, maybe one here and one here, and then it would, attach and look the same. But it is a little bit off because of that. But we all make mistakes. And some say that you make a mistake and that's where your spirit can escape your work. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this. And we're going to start with this color. I'm going to use a lighter one so you can see what I'm doing, because the dark is, it's kind of hard to see. So I'm going to use this taupe color and we'll get started. Okay, so first the pattern says that it should be a 5-inch square. Let's just see if it turns out. It's a little bit short, but that's okay. If you're making it all the same, it doesn't matter. The gouge is round 1 and 2 is 4 inches. Here, let me go down a little bit. So 1 and 2, it's a little less. So if you're going to make a garment out of this, if the pattern called for a bunch of these and you needed to sew them together and it was for a specific size, you'd probably want to use a bigger hook, because I'm using a 5mm. So maybe I would change it to a 5.5 and then make one and see if it was the same. But for something like this, it really doesn't matter. Like if you're making a blanket or something, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go down. Okay, join with slip stitch as indicated unless otherwise stated. So we'll go through that as we go. Square is made with 3 colors. You can choose any colors you want. And special stitch is a puff stitch. And I'll go back to this on our first one so we can look at it. Okay, so with round 1, with size 5mm hook, we're going to chain 5. Okay, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch to first chain to form a ring. So I'm just going to put my hook in there, that first stitch, and slip stitch into it, and that forms a ring. Okay, and then you would work all your stuff into that ring, but I'm not going to do that because I don't like to do it like that. But you can, and I showed you how, but I'm going to use a magic circle. So to do the magic circle, I make an X, hold it with this finger, turn, and then this one's like the hardest one. It's just getting this first one in there. Chain, and then I take the circle off and I work in the circle. And that's what I did for this one. And that's just how I like to do it, but you can do it with the chain 5 method. It's all up to you and preferences. Then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that counts as your first treble, and chain 1. Then we're going to treble in the ring and chain 1 11 times. So a treble is like a double crochet, but it's double that. So you do 2 loops on your hook, insert, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, and that's a treble. And then chain 1. And we're going to do that 11 times. Oops. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. I usually count them just so I know I'm making a treble. Otherwise I might accidentally do double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Oops, see, I did a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. 11. Whoop. Okay, and now I'm going to close the ring. And it says, join in the 4th chain of beginning chain. Okay, so the 4th one, because remember we did 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to do it in this one. And I am just going to push it right in there. Just push it in the stitch and slip stitch to that. Okay? Then we're going to fasten off. Oop. Now, if this was the edge part, I would do an invisible slip stitch, but you're not going to see this because we're going to go around it again. So I'm just going to fasten it off like that. Okay, and I'm going to weave in this tail. This is the back side. And if you ever have problems with your magic squares opening, I'll show you how I do mine. I've never had any issues with them coming apart, even with multiple washes. Okay, I'm just gonna, it goes this way, see? So I'm gonna keep going a little bit further. And I'm gonna turn around and go back the other way. And then I'm gonna turn around and go back the first direction. And then I'm going to tie a little knot. You don't even have to tie this little knot. I just do it. Just, I don't know, it makes me feel better. So I'm going to knot it. Knot it. Okay, and then I'm just going to go around again. Oh, I lost it. Oh well, that'll be good enough. So when that's done, you just give it a little tug, cut it close, and then see, it goes away. Okay, and then there we have that. That is round 1. So let's go to round 2. Okay, and we'll get our other color of yarn. I'm going to use, what color is this? Mustard by Big Twist. little longer tail, just so I can weave it in more. Okay, I like my tails usually about that long. Oop! Where'd I go? I moved my thing. Let's go back there. Okay. So, round 2, join next color with slip stitch in any chain space. Okay, so I'm just going to do it like, pick this one. We're going to join this with a slip stitch. Okay. And puff stitch in same space. So let's go back. We'll go back to the puff stitch so that you could see as I'm doing it. Okay. So puff stitch, you yarn over, insert hook into the place indicated, yarn over, pull up, and then you do that 3 times. Okay, oops, look, I'm using the tail. Let me get that off. Make sure you don't use the tail. Okay, so yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, and you do that 3 times. So that's 1, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, 2, and you see how I'm pulling it up so that it's all one length. You want to make sure that you don't do it too tight. You want it loose because it'll be if it's too tight, it'll be really hard to pull it through. So we have one more time to do it. Yarn over, pull up, 3. Okay. Then we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all of those. And sometimes it might fight you a little bit. There it goes. And I got some more stitches, but you know what? That's okay. That's enough. Yarn over, chain 1. Okay, so that's 1. So I'm going to go back to round 2 at the top. Okay. Okay, so we did the puff and we did the chain 1, puff stitch in the same space, yarn over, pull up, 1, yarn over, pull up, 2, yarn over, pull up, 3, then pull through all of them. And there. And then chain 1. Okay, so we did that, and then we're going to puff stitch chain 1 2 times in each chain space around. Okay, so in each one you're going to have you're going to do a puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch, chain 1. 1, 2, 3, and then pull through, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, pull through, chain 1. So see, we got 2 in there. Now go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, pull through, chain 1. And see, I've pulled the tail behind it, so I'm kind of weaving in the tail as we go. I'm going to leave it now so I can go back when I weave in that end. So I'm not going to crochet around it again. 1, 2, 3, and pull through. And see, it's caught on one of the other ones. So there's just like one strand, but it's okay as long as you can get your hook through. Go ahead and chain 1. See, and you can't even know. So this one I'm going to hold this tail and I'm going to crochet around it. So it's weaving in part of it as I go. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, pull through all of them, chain 1, that's 2 there, go to the next one, and see I'm holding this tail behind, crocheting over as I go, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, pull through, chain 1. Okay, and I'm going to stop crocheting over this tail so I can go the other way when I weave it in. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 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 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, do I got 2 in all of them? Yes, it looks like it. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, one more space to go. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then join in first puff stitch. So the first puff stitch, this is the chain. Okay, so find the chain here. And the first puff, this is the chain that we first started. This is the puff stitch right here. Okay, this is the second puff stitch, and this is the chain in between them. Or actually, that's the chain in between these two. So we're going to go right here. Okay, and we're going to join with a slip stitch, and then we're going to fasten off. Okay, and there you have what we have so far. I like to weave in my ends as I go, because otherwise it gets to be a very daunting task. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We already went this way. See, it's going around this way, so we're going to just go right back. I'm going to go over one, go back, and we'll just go back a little bit and cut off. Just give it a little tug and then snip. Okay, and then that goes in there. I've never had any of these come out except for my son's blanket. I did a corner to corner one for him, and I've washed it a billion times, and there were a couple that came out, but it's like the tail is so long, because it's like 6 inches long, that if it comes out a little bit, you just pull it, cut, and it's not going to come unraveled. So I just cut those off, and it's fine because the tail's pretty long. What is that? It's a piece of fluff. Okay, let's go in, back, and that should be good. Give it a tug, cut. And this one I'm not going to do until the next round, because I'll crochet it in as I go, so that way it leaves one. Let's see, did I make any mistakes? It looks like there are 2 on all of them, so we're good to go. Okay, so now we're going to do round 3. Let me change that. Okay. We're going to change to a green color. And this color is Olive Drab by Big Twist. It's a very pretty color. Okay, round 3, join color with slip stitch to any chain space. So any chain space, just pick one. Doesn't matter. I'll just pick this one. And we're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, so let's do chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This counts as first treble in chain 2, treble in same chain space. So we're going to go around twice, insert, 1, 2, 3, oops, okay, chain 1, double crochet in next chain space, 1, 2, chain 1, half double crochet in next space, and you do that 3 times. Chain 1, half double crochet in next space, chain 1, half double crochet in next space. So that's 3 times. Let me make sure it's still on the screen. 3 times, yeah. Chain 1, double crochet in next space. Oh, I have my cursor over there. I was wondering why that looked funny. Okay, so we're going to double crochet in here. Chain 1, and then we're going to treble. Oops. Go to treble. 3, chain 2, treble. And we're going to repeat from the star around, ending in the last rep at 2 stars. Okay, so I think this is where a lot of people get confused with reading patterns. Okay, so but I wanted to show you what we just did so we can explain it. So what we just did was we did the first 6 stitches and then a treble. And so see, we're building the square. We're building this part right here. Okay, and it basically will tell you to do the first half, and usually they start with this corner because this is going to be a little different because you have chains, and then it'll tell you to repeat everything that goes from here to here, and then you repeat it 3 times, and that'll make up your whole square. So it gets a little confusing because you have to repeat this, but then you also have to repeat this. And sometimes people use different things in patterns. Like on this one, it uses the star, which is very common. And when you see a star and then you see the end of the star, that means that that's where you begin. That's where you begin, that's where you end, and you're going to repeat that. And so right after the last star will tell you how many times you need to repeat everything that's in there. Now this particular one has 2 repeats. So it has a big repeat, but then it has the 2-star repeat that's in the middle of it, right? So you have the big repeat that you do 3 times, but you have the little repeat that you have to do within that 3 times, okay? And it gets a little confusing here. And then to top that off, you have the parentheses and you have the brackets. And this particular one, it's usually those mean you do all that in 1 stitch. Okay, so I'm going to read this. Read this so I can see. I wish I could point. I can't point. Okay, so treble and okay, so we did chain sticks. Counts as first treble, chain 2, treble and chain space. Chain 1, okay, that's where you're going to start repeating, where it says star, chain 1, double crochet and next space, and then it has the brackets, okay? The brackets, chain 1, half double crochet in next space, chain. Now usually brackets and parentheses mean you do all that in 1 stitch. And technically you do, because you're chaining 1 and that's not even in a stitch, and then you're half double crocheting in the next stitch. But I don't think that was really necessary in that, because it has the 3 times. It's just it's really confusing with this one, okay? Because it has if a beginner was looking at this, they would get really confused. This is not my pattern, by the way. It was a free one on the internet. They would get really confused because there's so many different things to tell you how to repeat, and the pattern doesn't tell you what they mean. Okay, so the first star is a repeat. If I wrote this pattern, I would have put 2 stars next to the chain 1, half double crochet. It's basically these 3 right here. So you're repeating that. It's in brackets. I would have put 2 stars in there and then done the 3 times after, but they've used brackets, so that's what that is. So you're going to do 3 times, and then you chain 1 and double crochet in the next chain space. Okay, and then it starts with the full repeat when you get to this corner. It's written very funny. But I know what it is because I know I'm making a square. But if you're a beginner, it's like it would be really hard to tell. So if you get confused on this, um, just do it out and then see what it's doing and know what you have to repeat. Okay, because it is not written very well, and there's no indicators to show you, hey, if you see this, that means repeat this, and there's nothing like that. And I would have written it a little differently so it would have been more clearer, but I'm letting you know you're going to run into all sorts of weird stuff like that. Usually parentheses, see, like they did this one correctly where it has 2 stars and it says treble, chain 2, treble, and that's in parentheses. That means that you do that in 1 stitch. But it says in next stitch, right? So that's correct. But they could have done the repeat a little bit better. We'll just say that. Okay. Here, let me show you the end because I've been talking and I don't think you can see. Yeah, so it just says repeat. See, and join at the last stage. So we'll go back up so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to start repeating it. We're going to do a chain 1, double crochet in next chain space. Then we're going to do the brackets. Okay, that means that we're going to repeat that 3 times, everything that's in the brackets. Half double crochet in the next chain space. Oops, caught that. I didn't mean to catch that. Okay, half double crochet, then chain 1, half double crochet. So that's 2. Don't get that. 2. And then I'm going to hold this down and just go over it. Okay. Half double crochet in the next chain space. That's 3. And then we're going to double crochet because see we're building the square. So that's a half double crochet. Then we're going to double crochet. And we're going to do a chain. Everyone has a chain in between it. And now this is a corner. Okay, so you got 3 half double crochets in the middle, 2 double crochets on each side, and then in every corner is 2 trebles with 2 chains. So we're just going to do that until the very end. Did I do a chain already? No. Okay. Nope. I only need 1. What am I doing? This is a double crochet, chain 1, and now I'm going to do the corner, which is 2 trebles, and I did not yarn over. That's why I need a count. 1, 2, 3, 2 chains. 1, 2, 3. Now 1, okay, because that's the corners complete. We're going to do a double crochet in the next chain space, so in between these 2. Double crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to do 3 half double crochets with a chain 1 in between. 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, and see I was picking that up. I dropped that right here just because it went over a little bit. I'm going to go back. I forgot to tell you when I dropped it. Okay, now we're going to do, so we have the corner, double crochet, 3 halves, and we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, and now we're going to do the corner, which is 2 trebles, 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1, and we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, and then 3 half double crochets. Oops, 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, and then a double crochet, chain 1, and let me scroll down here so you can see the end. Okay, so we're going to join with the 4th chain at the beginning, chain 6. So here's 1. Let me make sure you can see this. 1. It's kind of hard to see because it's a little bit twisted. Here, there it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I'm just going to put it right through there. I'm going to join it with a slip stitch. I am not going to cut it because we're going to do the next round in the same color. See? There's another round on there. It doesn't look like it, but there is, and that makes it nice and square. So let's go to the next round, which is round 4. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch in the first chain space, which is right here, this big corner space. We're just going to slip stitch in it, chain 1, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and chains in same space, single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in next space, and we're going to do that 6 times. So that's 1, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, 2, chain 1, single crochet. Whoop, did I? I was like not counting that. Okay, so that's 3, 4, single crochet, chain 1, 5, single crochet, chain 1, 6. Okay, and then we're going to do single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the corner. Single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and we're going to repeat all that. Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're just doing a chain above every stitch, and we're going to single crochet all along these, and then we're going to single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in every corner. So super easy. So I'm going to chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. You don't even really have to count it, you just have to do it for every chain space. Just single crochet, chain 1. Then we're going to do single crochet, chain 3, 3, single crochet in the corner, and then chain 1 and do it all over again. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. Whoops, accidentally picked up the tail. And single crochet, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the corner. Okay, we just got one more to go. And I did not chain 1. Chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, And just keep doing that till the end. Okay, so this is our first one, and then it says join at beginning single crochet. This is the beginning single crochet right here. So I'm just going to put it through and do a slip stitch, cut the yarn and fasten off. Okay, so there you have it. A nice little cute square. Oops. Okay, let's weave in the ends because we do not want these to get out of hand, right? If you're going to make a blanket or something out of this, you want to do it as you go, because otherwise you're going to have so many ends to weave in and you're just going to be like, I'm not doing that. I mean, I have a Christmas blanket I made years ago and it still doesn't have all the ends weaved in. I put it out every Christmas and I'm just like, well, nobody will see the back of it. They're never going to know. They're going to know. They're never going to know. Okay, so that was already weaved in once and I just went 2 more times, so it's going back and forth a total of 3 times. Then we'll have this one. This one I crocheted over, so it's already going once. And it is, oh, did I crochet? No, I didn't. Okay, I didn't crochet over this one. We're just going to put it right through here. These puff stitches are really good at hiding stuff, so that's good for us. 1, 2, and then go back a little, 3. Just a little tug and clip. There. And then this one, I'm going to go down here. I mean, really, you just kind of try to get it anywhere where there's a lot of stitches. And there's a lot of stitches right here, so I'm going to go through there. Okay, and I'm feeling the back, because if I can feel the needle, then I know that it's going to show. So I want to make sure I'm not feeling the needle back there. That's why I like to use metal needles. I can feel them a lot better. Then turn around, go the other way. See, feeling the back as I go. Feeling back here. So that's 2, and then I'm just going to go, so see, it's like up here. I'm going to go under this one so we can go back a little bit, making sure that I can't feel the needle in the back. See, can't really see it. And there. That's 3 times. Give it a little tug, cut. There. See, it's a cute little square. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and maybe learned a little bit about reading patterns. This would make an adorable blanket, maybe a jacket. I mean, lots of things you could use for these. Very cute. So I hope you have a nice day, and if you liked this tutorial, feel free to go over to my Etsy shop and maybe look at patterns. If you buy a pattern, it'll really help me out to get materials to make more videos, and it'll help my shop. And if you don't have much money, somewhere in there, there's a pattern just for like $2, and that will help a lot. And, you know, I got cute chicken hats if you are interested in hats, because who doesn't want a chicken hat? I mean, really, it's adorable. Look at it. It's adorable. Okay, so I hope you have a nice day. Thank you, and like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.